Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's Joanne here from Public Sector Marketing Institute, and I'm here for a little lunch and learn. So, if you are going to watch live, please feel free to say hello, tell me where you are watching from, and you can ask me questions or leave your comments. If you are watching this on replay later in the day, same rules apply. You can leave your comments or ask me questions. I'll come back and pick them up. So, as per the advertised promo for this live stream, and I haven't been live in months, maybe it's like last year since I came on live. I've been buried here in my office and keeping everything going and keeping busy, which is great. And I've definitely been on the road a lot more. So the travel is back. Not as much as pre-COVID, which is good for my carbon footprint and all of that. But I have to say that getting back in front of people, into rooms, and finding my room mojo is something that is welcome, because obviously for the past couple of years, we've all mastered our Zoom mojo, but getting back into a room full of people and being able to hold their attention and their engagement for whether it's 2 hours or a full day is something that you need to practice and get good at again. But I'm here live with you online today, and we're going to talk about social media. I'm not going to stay very long. Maybe you're having a tea break or a coffee break and you're giving me 15 minutes of your time, and that's perhaps as long as I'll take. So we've got 2 live social media training programs coming up, and I wanted to come on and talk about those. But as always, I like to lead with value. And so rather than just pitching you and telling you what's happening, I thought I would give you the 5 Ps of strategic social media marketing for government and public sector. Obviously, that is my niche. So if you're not a public sector pro and you're listening, that's okay. There's probably something to learn for you also. But you can go ahead and you can put your questions into comments. I will see them here. They will come up in the feed. So if you have them, let me know. So when it comes to social media, the landscape's ever changing, right? It is so hard to keep up with Twitter's latest developments, all the glitches that are happening on the social networks, which country or government has now banned TikTok from work phones, and is Meta really trying to advertise in the metaverse, or are they coming back from that approach? So I understand how hard it is to keep up, because I obviously have to keep myself up to date with what's happening on the social networks. And I do the hard work, so you don't have to. But apart from that, the other side of it is knowing where to spend your time and invest your attention. Because with social, we're doing it for brand awareness, we're doing it for public engagement, we're trying to build public trust, and potentially we have strong calls to action in our campaigns, like register, sign up, attend, download, watch, whatever it is. But suffice to say that being prepared for social will always pay off. I've put together my 5 Ps of strategic social media for government and public sector. All of these I build into my courses, and I'll talk about what's coming up in a couple of minutes. And I guess these 5 points that I'm going to share with you are based on endless conversations, training, consulting, mentoring sessions with my clients, and them sharing with me their social media struggles. Often it's like social media counseling, but that's okay. I don't mind. And so all of this is like evidence-based, based on the biggest questions and the most common questions that I get. So the first P of strategic social media is priority. So if you are not prioritizing social media, then quite simply, it's going to fall down the ladder of importance. And when I talk about priority, it's a priority in a number of contexts. So Number one, senior management should be prioritizing giving you the time and resourcing social media so that you do it to your best ability and you do it with best practice and current tactics in mind. Also, when it comes to prioritizing social media, you're thinking about where you are finding the time for it in your work schedule. Not enough time is probably the biggest complaint, feedback, excuse, call it what you will, that I get when it comes to social media for government and public sector. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. We're all busy, but we all have the same number of hours in a day. But of course, teams are different sizes. So prioritizing social from the top at senior management level, you as a communications manager, social media manager, you have to fit it into your day. Even if social media is an add-on to your job, you need to prioritize it, and that prioritization will pay off. So number one is prioritize. Number two, probably not surprising, is planning. So planning social media means actually having a strategy and knowing what the big vision for social media is. What is the North Star for social media for your organization, and mapping that out probably over an 18-month period. It's changing so fast that, having like a 5-year social media plan is probably not going to work because you'll end up having to revisit it. Number three in the 5 Ps of strategic social media is one of my favorites. And if you've ever listened to me or worked with me before, you'll know what it is. And that is process. So people get caught at the implementation stage. They get overwhelmed. They feel burdened. They feel stuck. They don't know whether to go left, go right, go up, go down, go around the issues that they're having. But for me, process is absolutely queen when it comes to successful social media implementation. And with process, we're talking about standard operating procedures for how you create simple, frequent social media tasks, how you create content, what technology you're leaning into for social media, and also if you're identifying that you're spending too much time on a particular set of tasks or that the internal communications isn't working, then you have a process challenge, or as I call it, a process opportunity. And more often than not, technology is going to help you with that. Okay, number 4 in the 5 Ps of strategic social media for government and public sector is predictability. So the predictability comes in with the plan, with social media being prioritized, with a process that you have tested and improves. That iterative process is really important. And then you are taking action and you are getting the data and the insights. And with that big data, you're beginning to understand your audience a little bit better, what channels are working, what tactics on the social networks are performing most. And that gives you a sense of predictability. So when you go into the next campaign, you have that evidence, you have that insight, and you have that clarity on how to approach it for better results. So predictability is a guaranteed win when you have a plan, when you have process, and when you prioritize. And the final P of strategic social media for government and public sector are your proven outcomes. So we're not on social just because everybody else is. We're there with intention. We want to deliver meaningful content to the public. We want them to trust us. We want them to understand a piece of legislation, a piece of policy, something that's new, that's going to impact them. And by following the previous 4 steps, you are guaranteed to get results. You might not be meeting the 100% KPIs that you've set, but that's why we also look at OKR goal setting. And that's called objectives and key results. And OKR goal setting is very much used by Google and by tech companies. And it's the test and learn approach. So it's giving people the scope to not reach your goals at 100%, but in fact, reach them at around 60 to 70%, because there is gold in the insight of of not being perfect, right? We got to test and learn. So there you have it. They are my 5 P's for strategic social media for government and public sector. And if you're just joining us, I will give you a quick reminder. Number 1 is priority. What is prioritized gets done. Number 2, you need a plan. Without a strategic plan, you are operating on a hope strategy, and that's not a good idea. 3 is all about implementation and process. 4 is when you implement, you have the big data to understand what's happening under the bonnet, and you have predictability. And then finally, with all of that, you are definitely going to get proven outcomes that link back to your goals and to your KPIs. So taking all of that on board, where are you on your social media journey at the moment? What is happening? So I wanted to come on and let you know that there's 2 live trainings that I am doing. This year, I made a commitment to show up live. I've been very bad at doing that, mainly because we were building our systems and building the content, and we have our 3 accredited programs and a few others available on demand on our website. You get me, but obviously it's a replay of me. Whereas this year I committed to showing up and to do more live training online. And so on Thursday this week, if you are in the market for a social media refresher, I am doing the social media boot camp. So that's happening from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And I will run through the agenda with you. So we're going to look at the current state of social media in 2023. We're going to talk about news avoidance and why public sector pros can act and position themselves strategically to be a trusted source of news when citizens are turning off mainstream media. 7 social media trends that you need to look out for. Then we're going to go into Twitter's year of disruption. We're going to look at Facebook and Instagram, so the meta products there, and how you can lean into the tactics that are working. Obviously, we're going to talk about LinkedIn and recruitment and retention and building company culture. We're going to have a look at TikTok and ask the question, why are government agencies banning it and what should we do? So I'm going to give you some things to think about around TikTok. And then we're going to end with a social media reporting and measurement framework for public sector. So that is happening on Thursday. And if you want to come along, then let me know. Grace says, thanks, Joanne. Great to have a quick refresher. It always is. And trust me, Grace, I'm always in the market for a refresher. So I kind of practice what I preach. So for sure, I am doing that as well. So after Thursday, I'll take a bit of a break. Well, not a break, but I won't be doing live training until May. And in May, I am bringing back the professional diploma in social media for government and public sector. It is a fully accredited program, and it is externally verified by the CPD Standards Office in the UK. So they review my course content, my learning management system, my processes, how I promote it, customer experience, and all of that. And that's really important because when you're selling into public sector, you need to make sure that your work is at a standard that is both acceptable and I would say that also excels. And so that's why I ask external organizations to verify my work so that you can trust me and what I am teaching you. This is our signature course, the most popular one, and I'm not just saying it because I'm here talking to you live, but I have seen many of our graduates climb up the career ladder and get promoted on the back of taking the course because they are then seen as a strategic social media leader within their organization. The big outcome from this course is that you write a social media plan for your organization. And of course, you have the support from me because I am doing a one-to-one mentoring. Good to see you here, Aoife, and thanks for showing up. Also around the 6-week diploma, while the modules are happening on consecutive weeks and they'll take place on Thursday and let me get the date. It is happening from May the 11th. So May the 11th, every Thursday, for 3 hours in the morning for 6 weeks. And then I will complement it with group and one-to-one training. You'll also have access to our learning hub with lots more social media resources for a full year. And then you become a member of the Public Sector Marketing Institute. So that is what's happening in my world. I've just gone over the 15 minutes, which was my intention to keep you here. If you do have any questions around the bootcamp on Thursday, the professional diploma in social media, just drop me a DM on whichever social network you are watching this live or indeed the replay, and I will send you the link. I also have a link to my calendar where you can book a 30-minute session with me just to have a chat about where you are in your career, how digital comms can help you, or more strategically within your organization if you need some help. So that's it. Nice to hang out with you live on this Tuesday afternoon. And as always, stay social and stay connected. And I'll see you soon. Have a great day, everyone.